wish migrating from VMware to AHV was as easy as hitting Control-C, Control-V? Nutanix Move gets pretty close, so migrating from VMware to Nutanix AHV doesn't have to feel like moving houses with a truck full of fragile glassware. With Move 6.0, it's more like teleporting your furniture, fast, smooth, and stress-free. Hello, I'm David Teague, your friendly neighborhood technical marketing engineer at Nutanix. Today, we're going to make migrations so simple, you'll wonder why you ever worried about them in the first place. Nutanix Move automates VMware to AHV migrations with policy-driven workflows, built-in validation, and real-time progress tracking, all from a single console. Today, we're going to explore how the new Move 6.0 feature enables migrating policies from VMware NSX to Nutanix Flow Network Security. Let's jump in and see how it works. From the dashboard, you can see that if you look up at the top, there are menu tabs. The tabs are for the type of migration you will use. We are on the VM tab. The Files tab will manage migrations from shares on Nutanix files, and the new section is the security policy, which we will select. This is where you can add your NSX infrastructure, as we have done ahead of time on the left. You could create your migration policy for your NSX application rules into Flow Network Security on this screen, but we are going to go back to the VM tab and do a VM migration so you can see how the security policy migration has been integrated into VM migrations. So, back on the VM tab, we'll go ahead and create a migration plan. I name my migration plan as I would normally, and then choose a source. We will now select our vCenter source. Under Target, we will use the default selection, however you can choose any Nutanix cloud infrastructure to which you have access. Then I will choose a cluster. Prism Central, for those unfamiliar with it, is our VMware vCenter equivalent. You can connect to any Nutanix cluster that's connected to Prism Central. We are then going to select our target container that the VMs will live. Now you look where it says Security Policy. You can see that it shows an NSX environment and FNS environment, which means the vCenter we chose as our target has NSX installed, and the Prism Central we chose as our target has Flow Network Security enabled. On the next screen, we will select our VMs. I will select just 2 VMs for this demo. If we click Next, we will select our networks. Since this is a virtual private cloud network, we also need to select the subnet. You also have the option of creating a test network. Creating a test network enables you to test your migration beforehand and assess its functionality. When I was a Nutanix customer, I started using Move in 2017. One of the first features I requested was the ability to test your migrations. This allows you to see how long a migration will take and to ensure it works as expected. Move works great, but it never hurts to test it. This can also save you time in the long run if you know you have a peculiar configuration of a VM that you want to test and make sure it works ahead of time. The test network needs to be isolated from the VM it's testing with because the source VM will remain active. We also have a new option on this screen called Security Policies. It shows the number of NSX application policies that are applied to the VMs in your migration plan that have not been migrated into Flow Network Security. I'm going to click on Migration Policies. Move will then prompt you to save your VM migration plan as it is now. Then we're going to start the NSX policy migration process. We will name the Migrate Policies plan and click Create Migration Plan. We are on step 3 because Move knows what your target and source are from the VM migration plan. We are now in the NSX Policy Migration Plan workflow. We can now select the policies to migrate. As you can see, we have 245 rows of policies, 99 of which can be migrated. However, we only want to migrate the plans that affect the VMs we are migrating. The cool thing is that there is an awesome little filter section. If we go to the filter section and copy in part of my VM, this has been narrowed down to just 11 policies that apply to these VMs. If you remember, I chose VMs 15 and 16 in my VM migration plan that I was going to migrate. It is more than likely that these policies apply to more than just these 2 VMs. So if you were to select a similar VM to migrate later, you may not have any security policies to migrate. You can see that some of the policies are partially migratable. If you select a policy, you can see why it may be only partially migratable. Currently, we only support specific services that can be migrated via Move. If we click Next, you can see that there are 2 types of objects being migrated from NSX: NSX groups and NSX services. Groups will become Prism Central categories, and services will become Flow services groups. If you click the drop-down under each one, you can view the details of what is being migrated with each policy. On the next screen in the workflow, you will see details of which policies are being migrated. If I click the drop-down next to a policy, we can see the different modes these policy can be set to in Flow. We have Save, Monitor, and Enforce. Obviously, Enforce would mean that the policy will enforce its rules once it's migrated. Monitor will let you know what that policy is going to affect when enabled. You can view the effect the policy will have on the objects running on Nutanix in the Flow Network Security section of the Prism Central Console. I'll leave it on, save for now, and then the mode can be enabled later. With that set, I will click Start Migrate. From the Policies dashboard, if we click on In Progress, we can see the rules that are being migrated. Using a little video magic, we can see that the policies have been migrated successfully. This can be a big time saver when moving from VMware to Nutanix, as this becomes part of your standard migration strategy. Next, I will exit the Migration Details screen, then head back to the VM Migration section and click on my existing migration plan. It's going to start here at the beginning, but if we quickly click through, you can see that it's saved everything I've already done. Once we reach the Network and Policy screen, we can see at the bottom that all policies have been migrated, as indicated by the absence of the yellow bar from before, which previously indicated that policies needed to be migrated. It also provides a link to the policy migration plan. We will now proceed, continuing as if this is a normal VM migration plan by clicking Save and Continue. On the next screen, you can select VMs for either automatic or manual preparation. We will leave automatic preparation set. Another time-saving feature when moving from VMware is the option to uninstall the VMware tools on the target VM. I will provide my credentials for the VMs and move to the next screen. On this screen, these are the settings for the VM when it is created on Nutanix. You can retain the Mac. You can skip adding a CD-ROM. This can be a time saver if you have to comply with National Institute of Standards and Technology policies, which have policies against attaching empty drives to VMs. If we scroll down, we can map VMware tags to categories in Prism Central. This also helps with the security policies you were just discussing. This is another way we continue to make migrating from VMware to Nutanix as painless and simple as possible. So once I select Save and Continue, this takes us to our last step. If we then select Start, our migration plan begins. Ready to accelerate your VMware to AHV migration? Try Nutanix Move 6.0 and make the transition so fast you'll wonder if you accidentally hit warp speed. Hopefully you've seen how simple, fast, and secure it is. You can experience this for yourself at the Nutanix.com/test drive.